Everybody's taking their turn dogpiling on Joker 2 Electric Boogaloo, Joker 2 Folie à Deux, Joker Folie à Deux, whatever the hell you want to call it. It's been easy to dogpile on, and I have not watched it yet. I'm not going to watch it. I enjoyed the first Joker film. I wasn't like doing somersaults about it, like, oh my god, this is the greatest movie of all time. As somebody who really enjoyed the comic book version of Joker, and even my favorite Joker is not like the comic book version too much. In some ways he is, but Heath Ledger, somebody who his portrayal of Joker at first I was not hot on, and then Dark Knight. The Dark Knight is seriously one of my favorite films of all time, not just superhero films, but just films in general. I'd put it in my top 5 for sure. Joker was good. Joaquin Phoenix is a fantastic actor. I love the guy, but I don't know, man. As soon as I heard Joker Folie à Deux was going to have Lady Gaga in it and it was going to be a musical, I was like, I'm out.
Done.
I didn't want to see it. I had no burning desire to see this film, and considering that the director was a guy who made 3 Hangover films that were the exact same thing, just in different settings, basically. I don't know, and I enjoy the Hangover films, but like really, it's just like kept getting dumber and dumber as it went along. And this one just dropped completely off a cliff, and it's because the director apparently has just incurable TDS, and he's blaming he's mad that quote unquote the wrong people liked his film and that they identified with it, and he wanted to teach them a lesson, damn it, by just completely sabotaging his own film, and Warner Bros. Let him do it.
But why? Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
We'll get into it and how badly Joker Folie à Deux has bombed, but first I'm going to ask you to please like this video and subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell to stay up to date every time I post brand new content. I do Monday through Friday. Occasionally I post something on the weekend, but let's get into it right now. We're going to start with this one from That Park Place. Both of these articles I'm going to be using are from That Park Place, but this one, Joker Folie à Deux sees massive 81% decline in box office grosses in second weekend. Analyst predicts massive $150 to $200 million loss.
Yeah.
Insane. And I thought we already seen like some of the biggest box office flops already, but this is massive. I mean, hold on to your butts for that Snow White live-action bullcrap coming out next year, but I don't know. This one is going to rank up there with, I always mention Waterworld because it's the famous one that lost $1 bazillion, but, you know, let's look at this one. Todd Phillips, Joaquin Phoenix, and Lady Gaga's Joker Folie à Deux saw the film's second weekend at the box office plunge 81% in its box office grosses compared to its first weekend. According to the numbers, Joker Folie à Deux grossed just $7 million in its second weekend, down 81% compared to its opening weekend, where it grossed $37.6 million. Not only did overall revenue decline by 81%, but per theater revenue also declined by over 81%. It fell from $9,185 in its opening weekend to just $1,706 in its second. Or I'm sorry, that was 9,000, not 9 million. In its second weekend at the domestic box office.
Not good. Believe me, not good.
In total, the film has grossed just $51.5 million domestically and another $113.7 million internationally for a global gross of $165.2 million. In comparison, the film grossed $55.8 million in its second weekend, or the first film, rather, and had grossed a total of $193.5 million domestically. The first Joker grossed more in its second weekend than Joker Folie à Deux has done through 2 weekends at the domestic box office. Given the massive drop-off in its second weekend, box office analyst OMB Reviews predicts, quote, this film has a good chance of not even being able to keep up with the likes of The Marvels, which also took a massive box office, or which was also a massive box office bomb, and just the last year or two. Yeah, he added, we're talking here about one of the worst box office performances in quite a long time, and the only thing that's currently keeping the box office afloat for the movie is the international community. And here you see this picture here. They just came out with Terrifier 3. Those movies are made on a shoestring budget, and it's just torture corn. They're disgusting. I refuse to watch them. I couldn't give a crap less about them. I'm not a big horror fan to begin with, but especially stuff like the Saw movies were tolerable at first because, like, it was bad, but not, like, over the top, and the story was really good, in my opinion. But as the movies went on and on and on, the story got dumber and dumber, and they kept finding dumber ways to, like, step up the gore and keep that going over story and substance. So I checked out of the Saw films. Hostel, I refuse to watch because it's just torture corn. There's hardly any story behind it. Oh, it's this group of people that likes to, kidnap people from a hostel and do terrible things to them while they record it for other people on the dark web. Cool. That's not a good enough story for me.
That's the coolest story I've ever heard in my entire life. That's insane. Can I hear it again?
This has a bit of story, but the story is just, from everything I've seen, the story is just to move along to the next gore scene, and more gore. There's a lot of children ending and disgusting stuff with that from everything I've seen and read. So I have zero interest in Terrifier.
You.
Going off on a tangent about Terrifier and that kind of stuff. But for comparison, The Marvels grossed $10.1 million in its second weekend at the domestic box office and had grossed a total of $64.9 million total. To emphasize OMB Review's prediction, Joker Folie à Deux is 20% behind The Marvels at the domestic box office. In fact, the second weekend performed over 30% worse than The Marvels. That's terrible, and it goes on and on. But I think you get the point with that. There are specific reasons why. I mean, besides just like, oh, we're going to make this a musical, which is just like, okay, whatever. There's so many reasons this movie bombed. There were people walking out of the theater because I guess they didn't know that it was a musical, and other people that were just like willing to give it a chance, but it was so bad they just got up and took off halfway through the movie or partway through the movie. So a lot of people paid for a ticket and didn't even finish watching it.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
And from what I had heard, this movie's doing so bad. It just came out a week ago, and they're already, at the end of the month, they're going to put it on Max. From what I've read, anyway. I don't know if I can confirm that. Let's see. Joker.
One eternity later.
Here, I found the article here, right here from the Daily Mail. Headed to streaming and projected to lose up to $200 million. Let's see if they have an actual date, because I was pretty sure they said, so it's going to be available to rent. Oh, excuse me, it's not going to be on Max yet. It's going to be available to rent, though, starting October 29th.
Jesus Christ.
Good God. Do you know how badly you have to bomb to be on streaming in less than a month? Or be available to rent in less than a month? That's huge. That's insane. That is historic levels of bombery. Not even The Marvels was that bad, like that last article just mentioned. And I thought that was a bomb of historic proportions. That one was kind of predictable. I guess this one was too, in a way. And they're going to use this as, the wrong kind of people hated the film, or the right kind of people, whatever. And they're also going to use it to say, that comic book movies are on a decline, which kinda, But comic book movies can still make a lot of money. I guarantee the next couple Avengers movies are going to make a lot of money, even though they're talking about sabotaging it by bringing in Captain Marvel and have Brie Larson be a big part of the next 2 Avengers movies. Yuck, but whatever the hell.
Why?
But let's go to this final article here. I just wanted to touch on some of this because it's a microcosm of what the hell was wrong with this film and with Hollywood in general. They hate their audience here. Joker Folie à Deux director Todd Phillips confirms Lady Gaga is playing Harley Quinn in name only, so nothing about the character at all. From everything I've heard, she's nothing like Harley Quinn anyway, other than being obsessed with the Joker. And only compares Arthur Fleck, and compares Arthur Fleck to Donald Trump. Why does it have to be about politics and Trump? And there says she's only going to be Harley Quinn in name only. Phillips told Variety, quote, "The high voice, that accent, the gum chewing, and all that sort of sassy stuff, that's in the comics. We stripped that away. Yeah, anything that makes her original and makes her the actual character, no, screw that. That's stupid. Why would we do that? We wanted her to fit into this world of Gotham that we created from the first movie." Okay, I mean, I guess you could argue that Arthur Fleck is Joker in name only. He's not really much because he laughs and he's kind of nutty. Other than that, and he wears clown paint, but it's not even the Joker clown paint. But either way, Variety's Brent Lang also revealed that Gaga's Harley Quinn, or Harleen Lee Quinzel, is a patient in the psych ward where Joaquin Phoenix's Arthur Fleck is being held and facing the D penalty. One aspect that is similar to the comics is that she is obsessed with him, or rather, his alter ego Joker.
Cool.
As for what the film actually is, Gaga told the outlet, quote, "Todd took a very big swing with this whole concept and with the script, given the sequel to Joker is audacity and complexity, excuse me. There's music, there's dance, it's drama, it's also a courtroom drama, it's a comedy, it's happy, it's sad, it sucked." She didn't say that, I'm adding that in. Blah, 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 I don't care about what she has to say. Lang also shared that the movie begins with a Looney Tunes-inspired cartoon starring the Joker, courtesy of the Triplets of Belleville animator, whatever, I don't care, before hurtling through prison riots, courtroom face-offs, and a variety show sequence that finds Phoenix and Gaga portraying a H. Seidel, Sonny and Cher. Phillips commented, "The goal of this movie is to make it feel like it was made by crazy people. The inmates are running the asylum." Yeah, good job there.
Not a great plan.
Now, and for some of the themes the film will explore, Phillips shared that he wants to explore how everything has become entertainment. He explains, "It's all been corrupted. Look at the recent presidential debate. There's a courtroom or a countdown clock and these gladiatorial graphics, okay? Or take the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial. Everything is just treated as entertainment now, and there's something sad and troubling about that." I mean, I don't totally disagree with that. Everything is content. Let's see. The film will explore this theme through Fleck's trial and his courtroom antics. In fact, Phillips compares Fleck to President Donald Trump. Lang wrote, quote, "And Phillips, for his part, sees similarities between Joker's hold on the disaffected followers and the former president's popular appeal." Phillips states, quote, "Think what you want to about Trump, but for the certain segments of society that's in love with him, he's a guy who's just saying what he wants to say and doing what he wants to do. He is who he is, and people respond to that."
I am the chosen one.
Okay, everything comes down to Trump. Seriously, I'm getting tired of everybody and everything, good, bad, or indifferent, being compared to Trump. Even if you're a Trump guy or gal or whatever, if you're a Trump person, quit comparing everything to the man. He's not a deity, for God's sake. Not everything has to be politics. Not everything has to be Trump. It's sad. People have made that their whole identity on both sides of the aisle. Just every person has... on this argument, and however you vote, people have made it their identity, good, bad, or indifferent. Like, just quit. The Joker is nothing like, I get his points. I will say that. I sort of understand. Yeah, he's saying what he needs to say, standing up for the disaffected or whatever. Good, even if it's the bad disaffected people, he's standing up for them. It's not exactly what he's saying, but I don't know. I just think it's a weak argument, and the Joker doesn't need to do with that. He didn't even need to bring this up. He made, I will say, he made a few decent points, but man, like, they obviously hate their audience by making this way, by making it a musical, by taking everything that was good about the first film and flipping it on its head and destroying it. For those that are going to watch the movie, you can skip the rest of the video because I'm just going to ruin it here for you right now.
Spoilers.
They basically have said in the past that they don't like the wrong kind of people got the wrong kind of message from the movie, and they don't like that. They didn't like their audience. So, and they talk about, like, the media has said, like, incels and whatever love this movie, and Donald Trump supporters or whatever, who they consider one and the same. And then, so what they did in this movie, and they also hate police and authority and everything else. So they got to walk a certain line. What they did in the film is this takes place right after the first film where they arrest Arthur. And they bring him into prison or the psych ward or whatever, and then the police gather around and have a gang struggle snuggle session with Arthur as soon as they bring him into prison. And apparently that kind of snaps something in his brain where he's both crazier and also more grounded all at the same time. What? What the fuck? And then at the end of the movie, apparently he's trying to decide throughout the whole movie. It's like duality of man. Am I Joker? Am I Arthur? What am I? And he decides he's going to not be the Joker anymore. He's going to get away from that and renounce his Joker identity, whatever. And one of his supporters, I'll just say, ends him with a pointy object and then carves a smile into his face. That's why some people were like, oh, is this a prequel to The Dark Knight? Which is dumb for many reasons. And they said, no, it has nothing to do with The Dark Knight. Thank God they said that, because just like, ugh, don't leave that hanging. But this just sucked. Everything about it sucked. I'm not going to watch this movie. If you watch the movie, let me know your thoughts down in the comments section. I really would like to hear from any of you, your thoughts on these articles, your thoughts on the movie, your thoughts on Hollywood as a whole right now. Like, what the hell's going on? Could you help me out, fill me in, whatever? Do you think they sabotage this movie, or do you think they're willing to just burn this cash like the Joker in The Dark Knight, by the way? See how I came around to that? Or do you think this was just they tried their best and it just sucked? Let me know down in the comment section. But either way, the links to the articles I covered can be found in the video description. And if you could, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell to be notified every time I post brand new content, which is Monday through Friday every single week. I am Troy from Arcs on Movies, and we'll see you next time.